Fresh from the showcase here at SwissWatchExpo, and I don't know if you heard, but Omega has a new MoonWatch, and we have one in stock, and we are excited to talk about it with you right now, so let's get started. So some of you have probably heard Omega has recently released a new MoonWatch this year, which is a very radical departure. The first time they've done it in a very, very long time. Now, there have been some reference updates, most recently back in 2014 for you true Omega aficionados, but as you know, nothing was really changed cosmetically about the watch. Whereas with this new 311.30 reference, we're seeing the most radical change they've made in the MoonWatch for really half of a century. And I'm about to explain the difference to you with these two examples we have here. We have the more traditional, most recent reference, the 3570, before they sort of changed the bracelet and not much else. This is the MoonWatch everyone probably knows and loves. This is probably what you've been looking at and shopping for the better part of a half a century if you're looking for a MoonWatch, at very least a reference that looks a lot like this. Whereas we have the new one just released this year to the right. There's a few very subtle differences and a few very pronounced ones. So there might be some that would intrigue an Omega aficionado or someone shopping for a MoonWatch, or it might be something that'll make you go for this older version here too, and there's nothing wrong with that. We got both in stock. The first thing you'll notice, I'll go ahead and take this off the pillow now so I can kind of hold both of them up for you. Again, this is a MoonWatch at its heart. Omega is not going to make anything too radically changing, at least with the dial, because you're going to want to recognize these, the matte black pattern, the sort of stepped pie pan sort of design there, and the three chronographs at 3, 6, and 9. These things will never change. There'll be riots in the street if they ever do. However, there are very, very few subtle differences here on the dial. The first thing is going to be, you'll see the actual Speedmaster font on the new one has been beefed up. It is now a bit larger. I'll see if you can hold up both of these there too. And they have returned, it is the return of the dot over 90 here on the black bezel. So these are two very subtle differences, sort of a throwback homage to the more traditional MoonWatches. Other than that though, you're gonna see the dials are essentially the same. The sweep chronograph hand has been ever so slightly larger or grown, however you want to call it. But other than that, we're looking at a MoonWatch at its heart, and that's something that's never going to change. Movement-wise, we do have an upgrade here for the first time in a while. The 1861 movement has now been replaced, and this beautiful one now has a beautiful 3861 movement. They finally upgraded it. It is advertised by Omega to be accurate within 5 seconds a day and resistant to, I believe, 15,000 gauss, which is something you'll recognize for pretty much everything in the Planet Ocean and Aquaterra line now. So the MoonWatch has now joined their ranks. And so we're looking at some of the finest watchmaking technology in the world, and it's now inside the MoonWatch. Omega, I still say for the buck, the coaxial movements and the chronometer movements Omega is making now really can't be beat, especially at the price you're going to be looking at these for. Also, one thing you'll notice is, well, I'm going to have to spoil it for you because I can't turn the watch out without sharing, is the radical redesign of the bracelet here. This is very different. This professional sort of style bracelet they've been making in the MoonWatch has been around for years, decades even, and it's really beautiful. I do love the detail between the matte and high polish. It has now been narrowed ever so slightly. You'll see the links are very smaller. This is almost reminiscent of a Rolex President the first time I saw it, sort of with the barrel-shaped type of links, and you'll notice it tapers down to this much thinner and much radically different looking clasp here with this vertical lines here. It tapers all the way from 20 down to 15 millimeters. So this is going to be a lot thinner in the clasp. This is going to be something that I think will be a bit of a controversial change, obviously. I'm not really sure how I feel about it myself, but some people are going to love it. Some people are going to come back to these 3570s for that very same reason. And the Caseback too, we'll see we've ever so slightly changed the font. It has gone from, as it says, flight qualified by NASA for all manned space missions to flight qualified by NASA in 1965 for all manned space missions. And I actually kind of like the extra text on the back. I mean, again, this isn't something you're going to be looking at when you're wearing the watch, but when you admire it off the wrist, I do find the extra text and sort of the less negative space here on the Caseback is really a great choice. And that is if you are going for one with a solid Caseback. As you might know, they also come in sapphire sandwich editions, and that is something Omega has brought back to this model too. This watch, sorry, not that one, but this one, the new one they just released this year, is available both in the traditional Hazelite crystal with this NASA flight qualified engraving on the caseback, or available in the sapphire sandwich, which I'm a big fan of. Obviously, the durability of sapphire is something anyone shopping for a Moonwatch needs to consider, and it's also available on a nylon strap. As you know, I'm a huge fan of Moonwatches on straps, and the nylon they come out with now is absolutely fantastic. So whether you're looking for this new reference, or maybe you're not a fan of these changes and you prefer the old ones, that's the great part about SwissWatchExpo. We've got a variety of generations of Moonwatches, but I really wanted to highlight the difference of the new ones you're going to start seeing more and more now. And it is an absolutely, still an incredible watch, still an icon, still something that you need to consider adding into your collection. And whether you're looking for vintage, whether you're looking for the 3570, or you're looking for a newer reference, we've got it all, and it's ready to ship today at SwissWatchExpo.com.